أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده تعالى ونستعينه ونستنصره ونعوذ بالله تعالى من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، له الملك وله الحمد، يحيي ويميت وهو على كل شيء قدير. وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صفيه وخليله، بعثه الله هاديا ومبشرا ونذيرا وداعيا إلى الله بإذنه وسراجا منيرا، فبلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة، ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين. أما بعد، أيها الإخوة المؤمنون، أيتها الأخوات المؤمنات، قد لا يستطيع المسلم في هذا الزمان الذي تكاثرت فيه المصائب وزادت فيه التحديات أن يواجه كل هذه المصاعب وكل هذه التحديات وأن يوجد لها حلولا. هذا أمر مستحيل. لذلك ينبغي على المؤمن أن يسلك الطريق الذي يستطيع أن يقوم به، لأن الله عز وجل ذكر في كتابه الكريم أنه لا يكلف نفسا إلا وسعها. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. فينبغي علينا أن نهتم بالمقدور عليه، وأن ندعو الله عز وجل أن يمكننا من غير المقدور عليه، لأنه الغير المقدور عليه أنا لن أستطيع أن أحل مشكلة العالم الإسلامي، لن أستطيع أن أحل قضية فلسطين ولا قضية سوريا ولا قضية العراق، قضية أكبر مني. نعم، قد أستطيع أن أتدخل في بعض المسائل هنا أو هناك، ولكن حل هذه المعضلات كبير جدا، وهو غير مستطاع بالنسبة للأفراد. فما هو الاهتمام؟ فما ينبغي أن نركز عليه اهتمامي هو كما وصانا به الله عز وجل: البيت، الأسرة. في شيء مقدور عليه وفي شيء غير مقدور عليه. المقدور عليه والذي أنت مسؤول عنه سوف تسأل عنه يوم القيامة هو منزلك، هو بيتك، هم أولادك، عشيرتك، الأقربين منك هؤلاء سوف تسأل عنهم. فلذلك يضع الإنسان نصب عينيه أن يبدأ بتغيير واقعه هذا الصغير، لأن تغيير الواقع الصغير احنا ما عم ندرك بال انه نقول شو الاسره؟ طيب انا ماشي فاسد شو دخل الى الامه؟ لا، فسادك انت او فساد اسرتك فساد للامه. فلنبدا بالاصلاح. نبدا بالاصلاح بالمقدور عليه. ما هو المقدور عليه؟ ان انظم اسرتي، ان انظم بيتي، ان احافظ على ديني في داخل هذه النواه المهمه جدا جدا والتي سوف تسال عنها يوم القيامه. أول شيء تستطيعه أقيم الصلاة. اجعل بيتك قبلة. عندما يدخل ابنك إلى البيت يشعر بأنه يدخل إلى بيت فيه نور، فيه إيمان، فيه تدين، فيه دين، فيه أخلاق. يشعر بأنه يدخل إلى منزل مختلف عما يراه في الخارج. يرى أس الفساد، يرى المشاكل، يرى انتهاك الأعراض، كل هذه المسائل. ولكن عندما يدخل إلى منزله يرى أبا ساجدا، يرى أما تالية، يرى قرآنا مسموعا، يرى صلاة مقامة. هذا يؤثر في نفسه، وهذا مستطاع بإذن الله تعالى. Dear brothers and sisters, we are being faced in too many challenges in these days. And we cannot solve the problems of all those challenges. We cannot solve the problem of Syria. We cannot solve the problem of Palestine. We cannot solve the problem of Iraq, and you name it. And also we do have our own challenges here in Canada or in the West, generally speaking. We do have too many challenges. Islamophobia, we have our Prophet being attacked in different occasions, our Islam being hijacked from those who claim they are Muslim and for those who are not Muslim. From those who claim they are Muslim, it's being hijacked because they are presenting Islam in no Islam. There's no Islam. There's no Islam evidence. And those who are responding to them, instead of responding to their ego and to their bad action, they're responding to the Islam itself. They're against hijab, they're against beard, they're against imam of the masjid, they're against even masajid. So instead of focusing on a group of people who are acting bad, that they are blaming Islam in general. So we're in front of people who are claiming they are Muslims, and people who are not Muslims, they are attacking Islam and Muslims instead of attacking those bad image. So what we can do in front of the challenges? We cannot solve everything around us. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because He's the most merciful, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's the merciful, that He's not gonna ask us and judge us according to anything that we cannot do. It's not without our boundaries. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be making us responsible for something under our limits. He's going to ask us about what you can do. He's not going to ask you what you cannot do. Because what you cannot do is not under your limit, your ability. So He's not going to ask you about it. So let us focus. Let us focus on our ability, on the issue that we can do. And what we can do, we can change our homes. Homes. Let's focus on our homes, because from this unit, we can change our situation to be a better situation. We can change our community. We can change our society. If you say, no, I'm only a house in this whole universe, so what effect I'm going to do to my community? No, you are. You are so important. You and your kids are very important. Your wife. Very important is this community, because it's through you we can achieve what we can achieve. And this is our ability, we can do it. We can help one another to build better homes. So what is the first thing that we can look at? Establish prayer. Establish prayer in your home. Do not leave it. Do not waste it. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through His Prophet, the Prophet ﷺ said, the one that establishing the salah in his house and the one who's not praying in his house is the person who's a dad and the people who's a wife. You want to be a dad or do you want to be a wife? You want your house to be a dead house or you want your house to be a life that brings light to it? You might say, I'm only praying on Friday. No, don't pray only on Friday. Try to let your kids see you praying on time. Encourage them to pray on time. وَأَقِمِ الصَّلَاةَ لِذِكْرِي. Musa alayhi salam, when he was faced with the challenges, the first thing that he's going to talk to Fir'aun, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him, أَقِمِ الصَّلَاةَ لِذِكْرِي. Isa alayhi salam, when he was a baby, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him that وأوصاني بالصلاة والزكاة ما دمت حيا. وأوصاني بالصلاة والزكاة. Isa alayhi salam, the first thing that he was taught to do is أوصاني بالصلاة. So let us take this wasiyah from Isa, from Musa alayhi salam, from Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and let us plant it in our home. And I'm going to give you an example about myself. I like to pray because the picture of my mother still in my mind when she used to wake up in the morning with her white dress and praying to Allah. This image did not leave my mind, and I decided to go and study Islam as much as I can. The image of my father when he wake up in the morning and try doing his word, his own recitation. He has his own word, he has his own Quranic verses, and he's doing his own tasbih. I woke up on that, and it's really affected me. It's big difference between this image and someone who's entering his home late. He was the alcohol is coming from his mouth, the smell of the alcohol. Is this image different from someone entering his house and only music, pop music, and all this kind of being away from the commandment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let us insert our house in the way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted. And that will affect our kids' personality. It will affect us. The Prophet ﷺ said, the best of your prayer is your prayer in your house. SubhanAllah. The prayer should be in the masjid, not in the house. No. The Prophet ﷺ said, the best prayer is the prayer in your house, except the faridah. If you're gonna pray sunnah, pray it in your home. If you're gonna pray witr, pray it in your home. If you're gonna pray any sunnah, nafil, at night, pray it at home. You know why? Because that house will be enlightened with the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Add to that, Quran. I would really suggest little library in each house. I know that your kids spend time reading physics, chemistry, and math. They need to do that. That's fine. But please, let us focus on little library inside the house. Library, it has CDs. Library, it has some movies about Islam. And watch it together. On Saturday and Sunday, you can call your family members to watch a movie that reflects your beliefs. Spend time with your family because your kids need you. They're spending time with their teachers. They're spending time from 8 o'clock till 4 o'clock with their teachers sometimes. And you are the teacher in the house. You and your wife is the two teachers in the house. So they need to spend time with you. Take them somewhere, that's fine. Take them to the mountains, take them to walk with them in any fields, outside to the park, take them. But while you're taking them in the car, put something to teach them. Let them listen to that. We then want them to be closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you know the first advice of Luqman to his son? The ulama said the son of Luqman was not a Muslim, and his wife was not a Muslim. So when he was giving an advice to his son was not a Muslim. And you know what he started with? He said, Ya bunayya, la tushrik billah, inna shirka la dhulmun azim. Do not take partnership with Allah. Because taking partnership with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's a big crime. Because shirk will bring injustice. Shirk will bring injustice dealing with Allah, and will bring injustice dealing with people. So do not take partnership with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when you are with your children, implant in them this meaning that there is only one God. We do not worship the sun, we do not worship the moon, we do not worship the human beings, we do not worship them, we worship only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let them be proud of that. Let them be proud of their religion, brothers and sisters. You know what is bother me a lot? When I go to a marriage ceremony, I see parents are insisting to take their kids with them. It's a related family, so we have to go to the party. And you see, mashallah, in each party that, mashallah, the kids dressing well, and they're prepared well for the marriage ceremony. They will not be in the masajid. We have the same mentality toward Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the house of Allah, to take them to Quranic lessons, to teach them more about Hafiz program, to bring them closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So brothers and sisters, we need to focus big time, especially in this difficult time, in this challenging time. We need to focus on the area we can do a lot of change. And I'm positive in this area, in this small area, which is called family, we can do a lot. And we can start doing the programs inside your family. I'm not telling you come every day to the masjid, but nothing wrong to bring your child to the Isha prayer. Bring him with you to the Isha prayer. You take him to the hockey, that's fine, take him to the hockey. But at the same time, so bring him to the masjid for Isha prayer. Can you wake him for Fajr? Wake him for Fajr. I feel people that at 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock waking up and taking their dogs outside. So what about something that's related to us, is our son? Is it difficult to wake up 5:30 and 6 o'clock and bring our son to a place that he will feel flourish? Is it difficult to wake up in the morning? It's not. Because we have this, we feel we have challenges. We brought them to Canada. We brought them to live here. We brought them to live here. We brought them to these challenges. So at least we need to find a way to let them connected with their religion. A brother asked me a question. He said, Sheikh, shall I leave this country or shall I stay? Because I can't. I feel the education system is very tough. The education system is very tough. They're teaching our kids something in the school that's inappropriate. So what is the Islam saying? Shall I stay here or shall I flee with them to somewhere else to know about their religion? I said, brothers, this question is a very important question, but you are the only one who will be able to answer it. If you have a program for them, if you link them, if you connect them, whenever there is an action, whenever there is an activity, whenever there is anything related to their Islam that you engage them with, I will tell you stay. I have no problem. But if you don't see them, except when there is a basketball and hockey and this, and you don't see them in any of the activities that is planned here or there in the masjid or somewhere else, if you don't have a time for them to bring them to the masjid, then this is make us on alert. It's alarming. It is alarming. So brothers and sisters, we can do some change, and this is our area of change. We cannot change the world, but we can change our family, the instruction of our family. We can start now. Nothing wrong. Maybe you did not do it before. Maybe you have never read Quran in the house. You did not do a zikr in the house. You did not do a dua in the house. Do it now. Let their friends, good friends, come to your house and let them engage with some social connection with each other. Bring the good friends inside the house and let them teach one another about Islam. We want them to belong. We want them to feel proud of their deen. Not only Muslim by name. Not only Muslim and shy to say their names. No, we want them strong Muslims. And it cannot come from nowhere. It will come only if we have hard work. And it's very hard work. So you can do it, inshallah, with the power of the fathers, inshallah. We can do some changes with our mothers, inshallah. We can do some changes with you all. We can do some changes. Start with a small program. Even reading ayah or reading hadith every day. Small or little program. You can't read ayah? You don't know how to read Quran? That's fine. Bring them to the masjid. Bring them to halaqah. We have Dr. Ayman, mashallah, doing halaqah here. We have halaqahs hifz here and there. We have 455 students at the mosque, mashallah. 455 students. We have about 70 students here in the center, inshallah. We have families who are eager to teach their kids the Quran, relate them to the Islam. We want to be real Muslim. We say we want to be proudly Canadian. That's fine. I want to be proudly Canadian. I want to be a real Canadian. That's good. But I want to be real Muslim. I want to be proudly Muslim. Proudly Muslim. And that cannot come from nowhere. It has to build up on good efforts, strong efforts from every individual. We as an institution, we as a masjid, you as the families, both of us, we can work together, inshallah, to build better families, to build better future, to build better world. This better world that we can face the challenges. The strong wall, the strong barrier will stop any kind, inshallah, of weakness, of Islamophobia. We can help one another, inshallah. أستغفرك ربي لا أحصي ثناء عليك أنت كما أثنيت على نفسك وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ولي الصالحين وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله عباد الله اعلموا أن الله قد أمركم بأمر عظيم بدأ به بنفسه وسن به على ملائكة عرشه وسلس به على عباده الصالحين فقال عز من قال إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على هذا النبي الكريم وعلى من سار بهديه بإحسان إلى يوم الدين وارض اللهم عن الخلفاء الأربعة أبي بكر وعمر وعثمان وعلي واجعلنا اللهم في ذرتهم يوم لا ينفع مال ولا بنون إلا من أتى الله بقلب سليم. We have faced many shooting in last 2 weeks. One in US and he was not Muslim, and we witnessed also another shooting in Quebec, and we witnessed also a brother who did the problem in Edmonton, and also we have listened to the judge decision about the one who killed 6 Muslims in the masjid, that he did not call him a terrorist. We need to understand, we need to push forward. If anyone doing a terror action, it has to be called terrorist action, and he has to be blamed under the terrorist act. Not only when Muslims do it, that we mention him and we mention his religion. The one who did it in US, and this is the most sophisticated shooting in the history of US. 58 people were killed, 500 were injured. When they were mentioning his name, they did not say he's a Christian. They did not say he's a Christian. And till now we did not hear that this is a terrorist act. And the one who killed 6 in the mosque in Quebec and injured more than 12, that he was, according to the judge, not under the terrorist act. And his name was not, his name when it was mentioned, they did not mention he is Christian. But if a Muslim did it, then they're gonna mention he's a Muslim. If you want to mention, you mention he's from ISIS, that's fine, but you do not mention his religion. Because his religion will not approve what he's doing. as same as you're dealing with others. We don't hear the religion of others. We never heard that this person is a Jew or this person is a Buddhist. The people who did this to Myanmar, killing Muslims, most of them belong to Buddhist religion. And we did not hear that this cliche or this continuous attack on Buddhism. So we don't want to hear that. And we can do some changes, inshallah, by writing to our MPs, by being more active, by raising our concern and saying this is not fair. We don't want our kids at their schools. We don't want our kids in their schools, at their universities, to hear such racism, to hear such words that really let them feel uncomfort and unsafe in their school, in their homes. If someone do it, no matter who is he or she, if they are doing it and killing civilian, he is a terrorist. Killing civilian is not from Islam, it is not from any religion, so do not mention religion at all. Religion has nothing to do with that. Wallah subhanahu wa ta'ala a'lam wa ahkam. اللهم برحمتك نحدث وعليك نتكل لا تكلنا لأنفسنا طرفة عين وخذ بناصيتنا إلى الخير. اللهم إنا نسألك من الخير كله عاجله وآجله ونعوذ بك من الشر كله عاجله وآجله. اللهم إنا نسألك رحمة واسعة تتغمد بها أولنا وآخرنا. اللهم حسن بيوتنا. اللهم اجعل في بيوتنا النور. اللهم اجعل فيها الصلاة. اللهم أقم في بيوتنا الصلاة. اللهم اجعلها قبلة. اللهم اجعلها قبلة وأبعدها عن الفساد والفتن. اللهم أبعد عن بيوتنا الفساد والفتن. اللهم أدخل فيها الصالحين وأدخل فيها الصالحين. اللهم وأدخل فيها المحسنين. اللهم أبعد عن بيوتنا الرجس. اللهم أبعد عن بيوتنا الرجس. اللهم إنا نسألك أن تجعل في بيوتنا الخير وتجعل فيها الهداية وتجعل فيها النور. اللهم ارزق أولادنا الهداية وأبعدهم عن الغواية. من أراد بأولادنا خيرا فوفقه لكل خير ومن أراد غوايتهم فاجعل دائرة السوء عليه. اللهم ألف بين قلوب المسلمين، وحد صف المسلمين، اجمع كلمة المسلمين، طهر قلوب المسلمين، ألف بين قلوب المسلمين. اللهم وحد صفنا واجمع كلمتنا. اللهم إنا نسألك أن تجعلنا ممن يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه. من أراد بنا وبالإسلام خيرا فوفقه لكل خير ومن أراد بنا شرا وبالإسلام شرا فخذه أخذ عزيز مقتدر. آمين آمين. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على خاتم المرسلين وأقم الصلاة.